see going down. Shark Guys is nearly dead. Lopachinski putting in work, but that's a huge volley bear ultimate there. And Wesley and Shield, they clean up the fight. He's trying to make the solo play. He's looking for that up to 90. Gravity makes a pulse, puts it low and gets the goal. And so that will be the Condors.
Angle going, working up the flash. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, all down at once right at the start of the round.
That was
Condors.
probably the quickest round.
Conestoga College is setting the stage for a new era in gaming. In 2025, we're opening a state-of-the-art esports venue, a premier facility for high-performing gamers in Canada.
In this 10,000 square foot facility, we're putting you in the center of the action. The facility will have 50 top-tier PC stations, 5 console stations, immersive VR stations, a team operations room, a full production suite, and a premier competition stage.
Esports is a rapidly evolving industry with global viewership of 532 million in 2022. This initiative goes beyond esports. It's also a platform for forging bonds, making memories, and creating connections.
Since 2020, Condors Esports continues to evolve, providing industry-leading facilities and experiences to the esports community.
Conestoga's esports venue expresses a sustainable and intentional future to compete, play, and work, all powered by gaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the facility here at Conestoga College. We're hanging out watching some Condors Esports. I'm Leaf, and I'm hanging out with my boy Blupsy here. Did I get the vowel right this time?
You
Blupsy?
did, yeah.
Yes,
You
let's
finally
go.
did. Let's go.
Here we are, and tonight it's all about Call of Duty. We've been watching the Condors kick butt all week long, to be honest. We started the week, so Rocket League teams kicking butt. We had the Valorant squad, oh my God, taking down Northwood, and a complete stomp yesterday. I'm hearing, dude, that we may end up having the Condors continuing that streak with Call of Duty today.
Oh, 100%. The team that we have formed this semester is on top of every single Canadian team we've seen so far. No Canadian team can compete with us. And we're playing against a fairly easy team today, too. So that definitely helps.
This is what I heard, because obviously in terms of matchup experience, we're just going to be looking at the ranks at this point. And there seems to be a bit of a gap difference between the squad we're going up against and the Condors.
I think a bit of a gap is an understatement. It's quite a very large gap in the skill level. Hoping that we see that today. I don't like having my assumptions on what's going to happen, but I'm going to say it's going to be a quick 3-0.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see. Let's take a look at the roster today, because I also heard there's a couple new members on the squad today that could throw things in for a bit of mix-up. What are we looking at here?
So we're looking at, first of all, Dremo and J-Ray. Those are our OG members from the previous term, goated players, very strong players, right? But we have 2 new additions with Frizzy and Savvy. Now, Savvy is a substitute. He plays on the academy team. He had to fill in for another new member, Shaco. But both Frizzy, Shaco, and Savvy are top of the line players. Coach Eric, he's a very seasoned veteran when it comes to coaching. And so it's very exciting to see what he's going to be able to do with these players.
Yeah, I'm excited too, because this is a good chance to see how these players are going to mix in. It's also a good call for the coach today, because you get a couple new players. How are you going to mix them in really quick, right? So across the board, it'll be fun to see.
100%. And it definitely does help playing against a lower level team for your first season match.
Right.
It sort of just helps build team chemistry as opposed to trying to win the map quite convincingly.
Right.
So we'll see a lot of mistakes that happens, but we'll take it from there.
We'll see. Hey, speaking of the coach, I do believe we have OHEC standing by with an interview with Eric.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's stream. I'm sure the casters already introduced you over yonder. I'm OHEC, of course, and today I'm joined by Coach Eric of the COD team. How's it going?
Hey, nice to chat with you, Owen.
Just doing a little, pre-game interview over here just to get a bit more of an insider on what's going on behind the scenes with the COD team. So I got some questions for you, of course.
Cool.
So new season,
Yeah.
New start to everything. I just wanted to start off first. What are your, long-term goals for the team and you, of course, this overall season?
Yeah, I think we are expecting a lot of growth this semester. First semester, we were just getting our toes wet, but now I think this semester, we're confident in our team. And really for NACE, which is what we're starting out with today, we want to qualify for that super conference. We want to come in that top 8. I want to be playing the best teams week in and week out, and so that's one of the big ones. And long-term, I want to beat St. Clair. So we're not even playing them today, but let's beat St. Clair.
You'll get to them eventually.
Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
quite the big opponent in most of our titles here. They're pretty good school for that. But, Condors, they keep growing and getting better and better over time.
We'll get there.
Oh, of course. So another question I want to ask you as well is tonight we got some new players debuting, and we got some new stars on the rise. So I wanted to see if you give us any information about them.
Yeah, pretty exciting to bring in Frizzy. He was someone who I was looking at all summer long, really hoping to get him over to Conestoga, and we're really fortunate to do so. So him making his regular season debut will be cool, as well as Savvy. He's someone who's come through our academy program now, and due to a few reasons, he's got the bump up today, and so I'm excited to see him showing his prowess.
Perfect. Well, that's great to hear. And I had a third question. I was going to ask you what match you were looking forward to most this semester.
Yeah.
But I think you already answered that earlier.
We got St. Clair, but in NACE we have Fanshawe as well. But all the Canadian schools. I love defeating our Ontario opponents for sure.
You just want to be the kings of Canada in the COD esports?
Absolutely. I want to be the best team in the country, really. That's where we start, and then we go global.
Of course. You're going to get there someday. I'm telling you right now. I'm seeing it happen. So, in the end, we're all good here today. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much,
Good luck to you and your COD team.
Yeah, appreciate
it.
Have a good one.
And I think you have to be. I mean, he said he was excited to see how the new players are going to pop in today. I mean, if you're the coach and you're not excited about that, well, that's a bit of a problem.
It definitely is.
I mean, it's good to hear that he's doing what a coach should be doing.
Yeah, that definitely gives some assurance right there. But if we can take a look at the maps, I'd like to go through them.
Cool. Let's do that. Yeah, let's get them up on the board. There are no gremlins in here today so far, messing with our stuff. So we got them on screen here for you. Everything's running smooth. I hope I didn't jinx it. What are we looking at? We got our hardpoint, S&D control, and I feel like that's all we're going to see based off I've heard today. But map-wise, what are we looking at?
So we're looking at, first of all, hardpoint sub-base. And this was Coach Eric's pick, or Conestoga's pick, right? And the way sub-base works is very mixy and relies heavily on gun skill. So he's planning to just outslay the team and just go from there, right?
Right.
And then you have S&D on Invasion. It's one of the bigger maps with lots of long lines of sights.
Right.
And those are where the ARs are going to shine on our team. So look out for that. And then we're going to get to Control Karachi, where it's going to end right there.
Yeah, it's just I hear the confidence just call. It's going to end right there, man. That's what the Condors do. Really, though, I mean, if anything is truthful to this week, it's the fact that the Condors have some good collegiate squads across the board. I mean, just what we've seen at the start of every single of these leagues, whether it's NACE, whether it's NECC, we've seen incredible play from every single esport we've seen. Again, subs may make a difference here today, but I expect not. And you're expecting not to based off of the basic skill level of these players that are subbing.
No, I don't think they will, especially with Savvy subbing in. He is varsity level player. It's just that they have so many varsity level players, right? So someone's going to have to be the sub. But he does play at that high level with the rest of the team. And I think he'll be a perfect match for the team as well. I'm sure he's been able to scrim with them and have those practices as well. So chemistry might be... We are on the game right now.
Beautiful. Hey, let's get her going.
Yeah. All right, well, Conestoga starting on the good side. They're already on P1. You see Jerry, he's already 5-0. What a start from him. Like we said, they're going to cook him. I believe what we have on screen is flipped. NSU is supposed to
I was going to say, is NSU already surprising
Yeah.
us and kicking our butts, but
No.
38-40 now is for the Condors.
Yeah, so NSU is in yellow and Conestoga is in blue, so just make sure to flip that if you're the viewers. And we're already on P2. Time is already going. There's 50 seconds left on this hill. They have rotations. You can see Jared just holding off that push, seeing if he can get a pick or not, but it doesn't seem like there's much going on.
As you said, I mean, a lot of this is gunplay heavy, but regardless, across the board, I mean, as just higher skilled players, I think gunplay is going to be the name of the game here. I mean, how are you going to play objective if you're losing any of your gunfights too?
100%. And that's exactly how sub-base goes, right? It's all about those quick one-on-one fights. There's a lot of them that happen. Rotations, the hills are not that far apart either, so you don't have to be running a lot to get there, which means that you don't have to rotate as early and you can soak as much of the scrap hill time as possible. Let's look at the score. 85-1 to start. Jerry with a huge kill right here. Couldn't get the two-piece though, but great job so far by Conestoga.
Hey, no, I mean, that still feels good for NSU if you can grab yourself a couple kills here and there, but overall it's a team game, and 1 or 2 isn't going to make a large difference at the end. They do start to manage to get some points on the board. The Condors with a good hefty lead, at least to start things off.
It definitely, and just like that, they're breaking this hill as well. NSU was on the hill for a little bit, but Savvy right here with a two-piece. You see, even the substitute is coming in, just making plays on his own. You got Codex, though, getting a pick, but Jerry's right there for the trade. Everything is going for the side of the Condors. They broke the hills. They got the rest of the scrap time. You can see players already still flooding in from the side of NSU, trying to get the remaining hill time. But the Conestoga players, if you notice, number 5, 6, and 7 already spawned on the good side for the next hill. They're all ready for rotation.
Well, I was going to say, at the point when you get down to the end of a hard point like that, where there's only a few seconds left, you want to go for a cap? Do you go for next point?
So you do want to go for the rotations, right? And you want to fight for scraps at some point. But at the end of the day, especially with this new title, Call of Duty, hills are very difficult to break.
Right.
So rotations are much more important than fighting for scraps, unless you're a good breaking team, which most teams are not at the collegiate level.
Interesting right now. The one player from how we're positioned right now, the Condors, I mean, you have a player just completely wrapped around the outside. Is it just for holding spawns?
Basically. If you see number 5 and number 8, they have long lines the size of anyone entering into the hill. Dremo was gunned down by Daki though, so you can see the Conestoga players now do need to get the trade on him. They do have the remaining scrap unless Frizzy's able to get one. No, he can't, but Jerry's right there for the trade. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to give up now and just go for P5. They already have a very considerable lead. And they're taking scraps as well. You see Savvy moving over, but you also see 2 of those yellow players, NSU players, hopping on the hill.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, shout out to NSU. It's not like they're completely incompetent on the field. These players know where they need to be going. They know how they should be rotating for the next point. But again, it's just winning those gunfights. It's going to be a lot more difficult for them playing against the Condors.
It definitely is, but you can see Dremo's in a very good position playing on that top snow area. He gets a 2-piece, making sure that no one goes on hill. He can get the 3rd right here. Yes, he does. One last person in bottom warehouse, and Freezy's going to be the one picking him up. But just like that, it's a 4 wipe. The entire team is off. Conestoga now is on the hill, getting that hill time. They can put him in the spawn trap, watching from tunnel. That's exactly what Frizzy's doing. Great overall play from Conestoga.
That's the biggest thing. It's not just gunplay, it's the smarts too. I mean, the fact that the team is playing together, you're getting those team shots in to make sure every angle is covered. And you also know where your opponents are going to be approaching for. So just good heads-up play all around from the Condors.
100%. And looking at the lead, this is the last hill before we go into P1 once again in our second set of rotations. They're already up 180 to 25.
Yeah, no, I mean, what you're talking about, you can end this just in the first set of rotations, and they're close to it. Shout-outs to NSU for the 25 points on the board. I mean, you go into this match, they probably had it in their heads that this isn't going to be easy, so the fact they capped some and got a couple more here now at the end is shout-outs to NSU.
Yeah, they have rotations for P1, but you can see Conestoga, they're not going to give it up. They're not going to go for early rotations. They're going to fight for this. There's still 45 seconds left. That's exactly what they're doing. 2 players from NSU drop. There's still 1 player on the hill, and Savvy might have the angle here. If he sees him, does he get the timing? Yes, he does. That's a big kill from Savvy. Just like that, Conestoga break the hill, take the remaining 30 seconds, and already set up for P2. The spawn trap is in.
Hey, I mean, subs are in. We were talking about today how they're going to perform. We thought it would still be pretty good, and that's exactly what we're seeing. You know, a couple points given away. It's not going to be that full stomp. It ain't a clean wipe across the board, but overall, you definitely know the Condors are looking confident out on the field.
Definitely, and if we can have the observers show us the scoreboard real quick, we can see that almost every single player, is double or triple positive on the kill feed. Right now, Savvy's 20-5. You've got Jerry going 20-8. Rotation's already in for P2. NSU is nowhere near the hill. Jerry is here for the rotation kills. He gets one. He gets the second. Seems like it's going to be GG's very soon.
Oh, I mean, like that's... Come on, you called GG's before it even started. You should not be surprised here, my dude. Yeah, absolutely. Again, incredible. Just the movement, the gunplay, the knowledge, too, of where your opponents are going to be approaching and how they're rotating around the map, what they should be doing. Again, sights everywhere, just locked on to any entry point the NSU might have.
And we're 3 seconds away from calling this a map 1 win for the Conestoga Condors.
But we're not surprised.
Well, we're not surprised.
We got the fist bumps coming out
Yeah.
from the boys, of course. I mean, it's massive. Of course, you go into this saying, hey, there's a bit of an asterisk. This isn't the hardest of proving grounds for our new players on the squad today. But at the same time, it still feels good to hop on and get that dub immediately because you can say there's a good start. Now let's see if we can get more challenges as we move on throughout the league. But the day's not over yet. It's just map 1 for them. So they still have to maybe be surprised later on. Probably not. But it's a good start for the Condors and those players.
Definitely a great start. And I want to give a shout out to Coach Eric. Before this match, he came up and he told me, we're going to 50 bomb them on sub base, right?
Yeah.
They didn't even reach the 50 mark. It went 250 to 40. So they got 50 clubbed them basically. And that is an insane achievement on any hard point because even if you get one rotation, you can get a solid 20 seconds here, 20 seconds there, 20 seconds here. They add up. You get to 100, sure.
Right.
NSC wasn't even able to do that. And that's shout out to Conestoga's breaking ability on the hills.
So that was our pick, correct?
That was our pick, yes.
This will then be NSU's pick.
Correct.
Going to the second one. So maybe they've got something up their sleeve. Yeah, don't smirk like that. That's so rude. I'm trying to find an angle for it. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to call it like it is. We try to find those angles, try to find those stories, but sometimes there is a bit of a mismatch. So for NSU, obviously, this is going to be huge in terms of just trying to get that experience. How can we take anything away from being wiped from the Condor squad? What can we learn? And overall, everyone gets better, but sometimes it just comes down to that mechanical skill, being able to have your sticks where they need to be to get those shots landed faster than your opponents. And there's not much you can do in terms of mechanical skill besides grind it out. And then sometimes, like everyone younger than me, some people just have faster reaction times.
Yeah, that happens when we get old leaf. But looking into this S&D, right, our coming map, it's all about teamwork. And this is where I want to see Conestoga shine. We've seen that they can slay out. We know they can shoot straight. It's obvious from what we've seen in the last map, right? But this is more about teamwork and how you play around each other, the play calls that you have, which bomb site are you going to go for, how are you going to hold, how are you going to post plant, how are you going to defuse. It's all these little things that add up, and it's important practice for them right now to get used to playing together on those SNDs. It might be easy. I'm sure they can gun them and just get away with it. But if you want to practice strats, now would be the time.
Right. I am curious, though, because earlier you said maybe with S&D there's something that we could see from NSU that could surprise us. But, I mean, the fact that there are so many smaller elements that start to stack up as you go through each round, I feel like that's much more chance now for NSU to make those small fumbles that will lead to an even bigger demise.
100%. But as Conestoga, you have to capitalize on those little fumbles, right?
Right.
You have to make them pay for their mistakes, and we're hoping that they can do it. I'm excited to see if they can.
Well, that's where comms will come in huge, too. I mean, being in facility like this is huge for comms because you have that low latency right there. You can see the body language of the person beside you. If there's ever someone getting a little frustrated, you can talk to them and calm them down. You don't necessarily know that if you're far away. Across the board, though, I've seen really good attitudes for the Condor squads in every single esports. So imagine it's not any different here. But this is a good chance now to try with those two new players on the squad right now to be able to make sure your comms are in order because, as you said, something goes wrong for NSU, you need to calm that out. You need to make sure your
100%.
teammates know what's going on, and this will be a good chance to test and utilize the comm side of things.
Exactly. So we'll see what Conestoga is going to end up doing. They are setting up the lobbies. It seems like we're going to take a little time to set it up, so maybe we'll take it to a small commercial
We'll
break.
see. Do you want to? I'm hanging out.
All right.
I don't know. Should we? I think they're almost in the lobby, so we'll you know what? I was going to put you on a spot and say, tell me a joke. But don't you ever find that when someone says, tell me a joke, that you forget every single joke you've ever learned in your life?
I can't think of a single joke right now.
How about NSU?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, you
It's
went
COD,
there.
right?
You
Am I
went
not
there.
supposed to do that in COD?
I mean, it's part of the culture, right?
That's what I was saying. I mentioned before the broadcast, I can always tell when I'm hanging out or around a COD player is because they're about 10 decibels louder than every single person around them.
100%.
Yeah, it's fun because it goes true to any of my friends that play or commentate on it too. Even they're loud. The energy is high. I mean, you see how fast-paced of a game it is. It's such burst energy, right? You get in 5-10 minutes, go in, and then take a few minutes break. So it's this high burst energy every once in a while.
And that's what I really like about like arena shooters, even titles like Halo,
Right.
Apex Legends, you know, things where it's like fast-paced shooters. It's very fun to watch as a viewer. It's very entertaining.
Right.
We are loading into this S&D, so fingers crossed that it works.
I've heard with the recent update, sometimes there's been some technical issues.
Yeah, the game's been crashing quite a bit, so fingers crossed that everything goes well. We'll hope. We'll see. But for this S&D, this invasion map, right?
Yeah,
it's
tell me
a
about this.
very big map. For those people, those viewers that have been playing Call of Duty, especially MW2 way back in the day, all of these maps are MW2 maps. These are maps that were brought back in, and so they weren't specifically designed for the pro game modes, right?
Right.
So some maps play a bit weird. This is one of them. It's exciting to see. Fingers crossed that it goes well.
What's some of the weirdness we might see as we get into this match?
So there's like tiny little holes where you can just put your gun
Laser
through and
point through?
Yeah, where
You
it's
gotta love
crazy.
that
There's
hit
a lot of
scan,
head
right?
glitches on top of like tanks. As we are going into the game right now, Conestoga is up already 4-2 on lives.
Yep. And I do believe we may see, again, the colors on the wrong side again. So,
Yeah.
hey, actually, I'm kind of hoping we just keep it that way the rest of the day because now I'm just used to it.
Yeah. Might as well just start wearing blue, right? And just like that, Conestoga Condors takes the first round.
I mean, this is something we left a bit of hint in the storyline here that we could maybe see something strange come out in the S&D match and on a map like Invasion. But based off what we just saw there, I'm not sure that will be true.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No. It's, from what we've seen, Jerry just going in, getting, or was it Frizzy? It was Frizzy going in and getting a quick 3-piece on the board right now. So fingers crossed that this continues to happen. They have a momentum. They're on the offensive side. You can see they're going to the B bomb site.
Right.
So we'll see how they go from there.
Looks like they'll have 3 people that they'll have to engage with.
Sun's going in and Nade's going in. So they're trying to at least get some information using those utilities.
Ooh, the snap back there already taken down. There's one more. He's got the info, and he gets taken out.
Yeah, it's a 2v2, so it's not over yet. We'll see how the Conestoga is set up. Right now, it's only Dremo last alive versus Deco and Codex. And
See him peeking? He might get the pick.
Oh, he does run away. Okay, he does have bomb in hand as well, so he can go play on the other bomb site.
But he is really trying to sneak out this spot on B. He's got a player in sights. He knows where he is. He's hunting him down.
does he see him?
Sees him, takes him out.
That's a
one
big
more
kill.
left now, and now you see that player on B trying to move in. We'll see if the A plant comes in, but not quite.
Does he know that there's a player on B? He does see him.
Oh.
Oh, he couldn't get away from his life. And NSU got a point.
Hey,
you
good
get
play.
around.
It was a good. Here's the thing: the good play from NSU. All they had to do was kind of hold it out. You saw that hunt down as he, player with bomb tried to just take one out. Tried to get the information of where that last player was. As he on B got it, but as you said, a little bit too late. Tries to escape down the alley, and no bueno.
And you know, Dremo's in top position there. He doesn't know if he's on the A bomb side or the B bomb side. It's a 50-50 gamble, right? And sometimes you're going to lose those 50-50s. But we'll see how Conestoga responds in this big defensive round. Defense is much easier to play on SND on this map, so we'll see how they go from there.
Big spread.
Yeah. I believe NSU have a player using a sniper rifle on their team, which is typically DA.
Oh, he got caught out. Kodaks, again, has been a sneaky even on the map before this.
It definitely was. He's probably the best player on NSU so far from what we've seen. But Savvy, does he read it right here? Does he get the pick? Yes, he does. That's a big kill on Codex.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely massive. I thought he was about to lose that gunfight too, but the snapback. Nice aggression. There's another one. No, gets him through.
He gets the wall bang, but he does get traded out, so it's a 2v2. They do know that the players are around the A site. Frizzy picks up the sniper rifle, decides no, he's just going to stick to his SMG. And you can see the players on the map right here for the side of
way he
NSU.
wins this. No way!
Frizzy does it to him. That is crazy.
And that's that difference in gunplay skill that we see right there. I mean, most times you should not be livid to see the other end of that fight. Condors get another one. I think thinking they're lucky stars maybe on one of those kills.
No, 100%. I mean, Savvy right there with a great read at the end, knowing that the bomb might rotate onto that B site, and that's exactly what he does. Great start from him, 4-1. So we'll see how Conestoga is going to respond, because I don't think they were expecting the sniper rifle, because typically teams just don't use the sniper rifle in SND. It's GA'd, but it's whatever. So we'll see how they respond, knowing that they do have a sniper rifle on the other team now. You can see, I think it's DayQ is the one that has the sniper rifle in hand.
Well, we'll see how they handle it. Again, 2-1 for the Condors.
Nade's coming in, and you typically want to nade that tank, because a lot of people play that headlift right there. Frizzy's just playing that alley area, trying to get information in the mid, but J-Ray with a big pick. Dremo does get traded out by 50 quid.
Trying to hold down B site.
Can he get the pick? That's a huge kill, giving them the advantage, and they can pinch on site. Jerry, though, with a heads-up play, trying to go into A. He does get gunned down, unfortunately, and bomb is down in Cafe, so it needs to be picked up by Conestoga before they can do anything.
Yeah, that's fine, though. We do see, again, the rotate around with the Condors. They try to get a pick up mid, and there it is.
Yeah, Frizzy is using that SMG like an AR, just beaming people from way far away.
Of course, look at the plant here. We do see that last NSU player on the other side of the map was holding B site in case that push came, and now all the Condors have to do is hold down, lock down B, and they'll have this round in.
Yeah, Frizzy's going to play on that tank area, just watching the flank, but he might get timing. Does he run away with his life? No, the teammate is there to help him out.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's not really a bad spot. I mean, you know you do leave your backside open to that rotate, but you're covering the other lane. You just got to calm that to your teammate. Hey, I got this locked down. Can you watch my back? Even if you die, this happens.
And that's exactly what Savvy did. That was great comms from Conestoga right there, making sure that they do have each other's backs. And playing that tank area is good because you can watch the bomb, you can watch the flank, you can watch a lot of areas except for your back area, which Savvy covered.
Exactly. As a solo, a little bit scarier.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you got that other teammate, you've got the plant down, you know, there's no harm in doing that.
Yeah, and it is 3-1, and Leaf, in case you don't know, and if the viewers at home don't know, it's 1st to 6. So
let's do it 1st to 20.
Yeah, let's do it 1st to 20.
I want to get all day.
Yeah. It is 3-3 on live count right now. They do get trade. Does he get this pick? No, he doesn't. J-Ray, unfortunate right there. Dremo does have the information of where he is, though. So
yeah, 3v2 though.
Make it a 2v2.
Make it a 2v2. I'll put my foot in my mouth.
And there are no players watching that B bomb site, and bomb is down on B, and make it a 2v1. Savvy with another huge kill. Savvy's 7-1. That is an insane start.
Yeah, you like to see it. Again, one more player now for NSU. He's getting that rotate around B, but it does look like the Condors are setting up for that, and they should be able to pin him down.
Yeah, you can see Savvy playing in this building, which people call ice cream, even though there's no ice cream machine in it. And he does get the pick.
Bit of a pre-fire. I love that call out on it too, because as he came around, he could have swung around that right side of the post, but he came back, and the pre-fire as he makes his way out. Yeah, good call.
He definitely sees him right there laying down. He knows that it's going to take him a while to get up. So like you said, just slides around the post, gets some a little bit of cover. He knows he has the better gun skill. And he proves it to us right here.
Just smarts too. The right call out of what that player is going to do, knowing potentially the habits of a player of that level, of which side of that post they're going to swing to.
I'm curious to see what NSU is going to do here. They're on an offensive round, which is much more difficult to win. Sorry, a defensive round. Okay, so they do have the advantage. But they don't get the opening kill.
Yeah.
They have the disadvantage right here, already 4-3.
You see all Condors completely pushing around to A now, and another pick happens.
See what Dremo is trying to do. It's 4v2. Is he going to get the bomb down? He should get the bomb down, but just making sure to watch that alley. Jerry gets on the board as well. That was very quick.
Hey, a round for NSU, though.
Yeah, a round for NSU.
I think any small victory here for NSU is something you can celebrate.
100%.
You know, you're always going to want to be, you know, cursing the clouds that you're getting stomped down like that. But at the same time, a little victory is a little victory. A dub is a dub. Green is green.
Yeah, Conestoga is on match point right now, playing on defense. We've seen that they like to get aggressive on defense, knowing that
Well,
they
if you got
have
the gunplay, why not?
exactly, right? So I'm just going to look at them right here. They're probably just going to be very aggressive, trying to get into that spots right here. Jerry is going to play inside that cafe area. See, Dremel is going to get the read. Jerry gets one. Dremel gets the second. Never mind. That's Jerry with a two-piece. Frizzy with one. It is all up to DayQ.
Yeah. Good luck to attack here on the side of NSU. If he can pull this off, it'll be miraculous. But I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. The beat down to end things off. A little butt spank to send you out. Condor is going to take it. You see smiles from the squad too. I mean, it's always fun to end it like that. Not for NSU, but for the for the Condors. Get on. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, they say.
100%. You're looking at the scoreboard. Frizzy was 10-3. Savvy is 9-1. Those are insane performances from the Condors all around. I guess we didn't get to see a lot of their teamwork because they didn't really need it.
At this point, yeah. I mean, a little bit. There were a lot of times on their pushes, you mentioned, even defensively, they loved to get aggressive. And we did still see that when they were pushing up, being aggressive. We saw two players covering each other from multiple angles, one inside building, one outside at mid, and getting those team shots, right?
Yeah.
Just make sure that the second you see a player, we saw a little bit of a sloppy gunplay on that one interaction in mid, but it didn't matter because you had a teammate there shooting with you.
Exactly, and they're just playing together. They're basically pairing up is what we've been seeing, and that's one very good approach of playing S&Ds, making sure if you do get that gun down, at least you have your teammate there to trade you out so they don't have an advantage.
Yeah.
And they did exactly that. They barely ever had a man disadvantage in any of the rounds. I think it was the only round that they lost where they had a disadvantage. And then next up is Control.
Okay.
Something you should know about Control.
Yeah, this is the big one.
So for teams like Conestoga, when they're playing against teams that they can outgun, eventually, quite early on probably, we're going to see them put them in a spawn trap.
Yes.
Which means the life count is not going to be even at all. On defense or on offense, they're probably just going to gun them out as opposed to trying to get those points because they have the ability to do so.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see how they have their spawn traps set up and who pushes where, because for Control, you only have one spawn point for each team. It's the same with like S&D where one's spawning at each end of the map.
Right.
So you can't flip them out. As you can just keep on pushing, they'll eventually start spawning in front of you, and you gun them down.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. And I'm wondering what NSU is thinking going into this, knowing that we got this coming our way, just a tidal wave of Condors coming at us to pin us down and hold us in our position. Yeah, I'm interested to see how fast this countdown will happen because 30 is a large number.
Yeah.
And it seems like, okay, we're going to be here for a while. But I mean, again, especially as you said, with those spawn traps, that it will start to count down fairly quickly.
Yeah, and if you guys are taking a look at the screen,
it's over there.
Yeah, sure, right there. You can see just how much the Conestoga Condors are better at gunning down and how good their gunplay is.
Right.
It is crazy.
I mentioned that one time where I saw a bit of sloppy gunplay. The only reason I called it out is because that was a very non-normal thing we've seen from the Condors.
Very uncharacteristic
right.
of them.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And to be fair, it was on a side, like he had to pull to the side. It wasn't a head-on interaction. So obviously it's a little harder if sometimes you pull a little too quick expecting faster movement. But that was the only interaction I saw. And
That's one interaction
One
out of a lot of other interactions, right?
Yeah, you're not going to be 100 every single time.
I
even saw that one there. We saw when that early pick came up from NSU out in the open, and somehow we still won it. To me, when I saw that interaction, the fact that we're winning gunfights after not having that first shot out, I'm like, okay, I think this might be in the bag.
More like not having the first 3 shots out.
The first 3 shots. yeah. So, yeah, I think that was, for me, the specific confirmation. And then additionally on top of that was that teamwork, even when it wasn't necessary, of the team shooting. The call-outs, they knew immediately where they should be looking, and they were doing it together. So
100%.
The fact that now you have a little more teamwork to be able to hold those spawns down is nice, because you could just do it with gunplay, but as a team, they're going to be making sure to accelerate their gunplay with their positioning and holding down.
Yeah, and especially for control, it's like a mix of search and destroy and hardpoint, where you do have the respawn capability, but it's limited. You only have 30 lives total as a team, so every life matters. It's very important for them to not lose the advantage when it comes to life count, and we'll be able to see it up on the screen. So we'll be able to keep track of how many lives each team has.
I certainly hope so. That'd be an odd design decision if they didn't put that up there. But yeah, no, talk to me. While we get the players in the lobby, we get a new lobby up. Talk to me about the map then. Karachi. Yeah. So talk to me about this. Like what we might see positionally, at least. I mean, if we're expecting Condors to have the spawn trap, where do you expect the players to be setting up for that?
Well, do you like climbing simulators?
I play them in VR.
That's exactly what this is.
All right.
It's a climbing simulator. You'll see people climbing buildings all the time. There's like the first level, the second level, and then the third level.
Right.
And a lot of the gunfights happen where someone's shooting down at someone because they have the high ground. So it's sort of from there. You always want to have that higher positions because there's a lot of head glitches that you can use on top as well. And you can watch a lot of the map from it. So that's a big part of how Karachi works. And then it's one of the smaller maps as well. So you could potentially see a team running with 2 SMGs as opposed to 1 SMG and 3 ARs, which is the meta in this game, right?
Well, that's what I was about to ask, is like what gun-wise, what are we going to end up seeing here? Because, I mean, if you know this is going to play out a particularly specific way, do you switch it up into a gun you're more comfortable with, or do you go with what the meta normally would be?
So typically every team in every COD in history has been 2 ARs and 2 SMGs on every single map. But for this new COD, because maps are not designed for this ranked sort of gameplay,
the competitive side of things,
exactly. So since it's not designed for it, there are a lot of long lines of sights where you could be punished as an SMG player.
Right, so ARs are going to be kind of what you want to drop.
So you've been seeing a lot of 3 ARs on maps, sometimes even 4. Okay. And SMG players that had to convert into that role are having a bit of a tough time. It's just the AR that they're using, the MCR, it shoots laser beams.
Right.
So it's very easy to use. So if you know how to shoot the gun, which obviously you would at that high level.
I hope so.
It's all about positioning then.
Right.
And that you can learn.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like CS is what, like, you still need to shoot in CS, but I feel like Counter-Strike is one of the few games where maybe a good IGL could get away with like being a little less proficient on weapons. In most other shooters, though, you probably all need to be able to shoot. That's the only one where I'm like, I would give an IGL a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, no, that's the difference between tactical shooters and arena shooters.
Yeah.
Tactical shooters, it's a lot about the brains, right?
Right.
The positioning is so important, and you can win gunfights in CS or in Valorant where you're just in the right position at the right time. You'll win it. In COD, if you don't have the right aim or the right gun skill, you can get gunned down even if you're in the right place.
Yeah. Because you die, the TTK is so fast in COD compared to a lot of these other games. So it's just, again, if someone it's just like, I don't know, if you can just take it down no matter what, as you said, even if you're in a good position, it's just, I don't know, if someone just wants to spray over your way.
Exactly.
You're dead, right? So, and again, the fact that you're respawning so quickly too allows you to get back into position if you really need to in a lot of these. Again, especially in Control, you have so many extra lives that you can do that. Sure, say for instance you got that hold down, it's still possible for you to break out. Say you're being pinned down, you're the team at disadvantage. the possibility of breaking out is still there, right? If you could just get a good couple shots on. Like those, you have to be a good shot. But if you're not a good shot, you're stuck in your own end the entire time.
100%. 100%. And it's very important. Like you said, the time to kill on this game is a lot faster than you would see in other games. But this is one of the highest TTK COD games we've had in a while.
No, well, even with some of those interactions, I mean, like, again, those 3 shots could have killed someone before
100%.
in that one interaction. But there was a chance to turn around, which I think a lot of people, even though a lot of kids got that TikTok brain out there, I think people are appreciating the longer time to kills because it does feel like that redemption, when you start getting shot and you can turn around and take that guy out, feels really good. And giving that opportunity to players.
It definitely increases the skill gap in the game as well.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because before, someone could get lucky shots, right?
Just
a lucky shot. Exactly. Yeah. And that's it, right? He gets the kill on you, sure, whatever.
Right.
You wouldn't really be able to tell who's actually a good player and who's not. In this, the skill gap is one of the highest skill gaps we've seen, and we've seen it today in the hard point that we had and the S&D that we had, right? Where even the S&D, like you said, he got 3 bullets in, and he was able to turn on him and get the kill.
Yeah.
If this was last year's COD, he would have died there. Yeah, because of the TTK.
Right. Yeah. I'm just since we're still waiting for the lobby to get up, I'm going to digress a little bit. I want to talk about because like I'm loving again how things are going towards those longer TTKs. A game just came out. I'm playing a lot of the finals. I think it's super fun because again, teamwork becomes important too because team shooting becomes such an important thing. We saw it again with the Condors. There's a couple times they're getting team shots where they're both firing on one single person to guarantee that they get that kill. You've got 1v1. There's a chance now that you lose that interaction.
100%.
You've got a teammate with you, though. You're at minimum going to get a trade. At best, both of you walk away now because that other player had no time to react to turn around.
No, with this higher TTK, it's very difficult to get 2 pieces or 3 pieces.
Right. Unless you're team shooting.
Unless you're but we've seen Conestoga get a couple of 2 pieces here and there where the other team wasn't really in a position to trade, so I'll give them that. But still, they do have that capabilities. But with the higher TTK, it's much more difficult to get those. That's for sure.
Right. Exactly. I also realized how terrible of a term team shooting is because I was using it in Halo. I'm like, oh, yeah, of course you want a team shot. Like, you need to do that. It's 2 people at one. But it's like now it just sounds like you turn around and shooting your teammates.
Exactly. We can see.
Here it is.
We finally have the right colors as well.
Let's go. Well, now I'm going to be confused.
Yeah, Conestoga is in yellow. They do start on the offensive side. So they need to cap that A point and that B point. And guess what? They already got that A point down. So they have an extra minute to work with. Now they're going to go for that B point. You see number 7, 5, and 6 on NSU's team already set up around that B point. But look at number 1, Frizzy, going for that flank. This is going to be very important if he can get that pick. And like I said, climbing simulator. Everyone's on top of buildings. Jerry gets an important kill right there. But Frizzy, this is very crucial if he can get it.
Hey, that was good, though. Nice. 1 down.
Can he get the second?
3. Here we go.
And they're on the point. They're going to put him in the spawn shot very soon. They just need to cap this hill, and then they'll be done. And Leaf, if you don't know, it's first to 3 rounds in order to take the win.
Right. So, I mean, like, at this point, lives, I mean, is that even relevant then at that point?
Not at all. If they're going to capture the point, if they get the second point, it's done, right? And Notch was able to get a 2-piece. I believe this is a sub. I don't think we've seen him play before in the first 2 maps. Is that correct? I don't remember that name.
Chandler?
Yeah.
Chandler was here.
Okay, apologies to you, Chandler.
The problem is that they were always dead by the time.
And the drum was just trying to get into the hill. DQ's there to get 1 kill. Frizzy with a 2-piece. Jerry with a 1. There's only 1 on the hill. If they get this kill, it is basically GG's. He's on the hill, and Frizzy doesn't even care. He's not going to look there. He trusts his teammates to get it.
That's the thing. You see him pushing up alley now. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that in there in time. I mean, because you're just going to get cleaned up as you get over, but there. And as you do take down 1, they still have another to get through, and they're not going to be able to take him down.
Just like that. Easy peasy. That was very quick from Conestoga. Especially that they got that A point so quick. They got that extra minute to work with. Yeah. It made it so easy for them. And then Dremel right here just hopping, trying to make sure to get any info. He sees that he's there. He knows he has to hop the bin to get over the ledge in order to get into the hill. Very difficult.
feel like that lane is such a hard push
100%.
because like you're gonna have someone just laser sighted onto that jump.
And they're spawning back there, right? So that's the quickest way for them to get back to B and get them off the point. And so there's always someone, if the offensive team is on B and they are capturing it, that's the way that they would go about putting them in the spawn trap. But now the defensive spawn trap is what I'm looking forward to seeing. You see Jerry with a Toronto Ultra skin. He definitely is a Toronto Ultra fan. Frizzy with 1. Jerry, can he get the guy on point? Yes, he does.
Well, that's the thing. I saw that quick push from LSU as they tried to cap A. They're still doing a decent job of holding the spawn, looking good for them. But now they're going to be surrounded, and that's going to be a little more difficult. And I love for Condors, they're ignoring Pete. They're just like, let's take this A spot as quick as possible.
100%. And Frizzy right here is trying to make sure that they get off of that top AC unit. And just like that, you see the NSU are all spawning in back of their spawn. Frizzy's there for the spawn trap. Savvy was there. He did get gunned down. And Drem was here to assist with the spawn trap. They're just stuck in the spawn right here. Frizzy's here. Can he get the trade? Yes, he can. 2 people still in their spawn. He does eventually get gunned down, but 25-20 is the life count. 47 seconds remaining. Jerry is on point, making sure that no one can cut through, no one can get hit, and they're going on B now.
B, yeah. Well, it's interesting, too, because the Condors are not looking for cap at all. They want to get those team wipes so that they can just then hold down, lock down the spawn. And they're not making a move on any of the objectives until that happens, it seems.
No, 100%. But B is the more difficult one to get. So if NSU was able to get this B point, this is going to be huge for them because A is typically an easier one to get. So Dremo's right here making sure that that doesn't happen. But I think it's too little too late. Yeah, they did get that B point. They have an extra minute to work with. So they have a minute 30. They are down on lives. NSU is down on lives, 19-14. They're only 1 tick away from getting A as well. Tough position for Conestoga. Oh, they are clearing that second point. They didn't get that second point yet, so they still have a lot to work on NSU, but Conestoga have to hold the spawn trap if they don't want to lose this. 18-11 lives.
Yeah, no, I mean, they have to. It's an interesting spot that they put themselves in. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on why that you could explain, you know, that they left B wide open until they could take A, and then they didn't even go back for A until they made sure that B was dealt with, which they lost eventually. So it was an interesting decision in my outside perspective as to why they left the points alone until they could get like
So from what I've seen and what I think happened is the player that was putting them in the spawn trap from the B side was gunned down. And as soon as that happened, they started spawning closer to that B point area. None of the Conestoga players were around that B point because the player that was supposed to be watching it was the person that pushed up.
Right.
And so they were able to flood in and get that cafe. And once you're in it, it's very difficult to get the defensive team to get them out of it.
Right.
It's just initially it's difficult to get into.
Right. We saw that for the Condors before. They got in easy, but.
And after that, you want to make sure that they don't rotate on the flank. So you got to clear out whoever was on B before you can move back into your right positions. There's only 1 player left for the side of NSU, and they're searching for him.
Where to go?
Frizzy's just messing around.
Yeah, you think 13? You think you can 1v13? No?
I don't think so.
And there it is. Yeah, no, so why would you, if Cafe is easy to hold, the Condors had an opportunity where they could have gone that and left A alone. Is there a reason that they would have done that instead of just going for B immediately at the beginning?
A is the easier one to get, right? So you want to go for it initially to get that extra minute.
They probably just didn't expect those
with.
spawns to be in favor towards B for NSU.
Exactly. But I can tell from the way they're playing, they're just trying to look for kills at this point.
Yeah, they're trying to just
they're not playing disciplined anymore. They're laughing, they're having fun, and I'm glad they are because out of this, like, there's not much you can learn if you're playing against teams that don't typically play the right way.
Right.
They just want to finish this real quick. They're on a 3 stack on the point, which means that it goes by real quick. They're already a minute. They're already halfway through it. They got the second tick on A. Minute 20 left. They're gonna get this.
Oh yeah. I mean, at this point, this is a done deal too.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that rotate from NSU. They're trying to get over to B, but I don't know if that's going to happen right now. Oh, okay, they're going to get there now, but again, we still have the Condors. We saw that they could just gun them down.
100%.
Witness their kills.
26-25 is the life count. Conestoga trying to go on the flank. Frizzy gets the big kill right here. Can he get the second? No, Jerry's there to clean it up. They're on the point. They're just going to put him in the trap now. Like you said, they're going to watch that back alley with the garbage bin hop up. Jerry Gunn's the guy top fire. Dremel gets a 2-piece. Jerry's there for the 4th. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
We call it GG at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen how the Condors can hold down this B spot before. We even saw NSU doing it too, as you said. A testament to how easy it is generally to hold this position. So the fact the Condors got in there means it's locked in, and there they take it. Big dubs for the Condors.
Massive dubs for the Condors. A great way to start the season. 1-0, 3-0 on the map count. Everyone was quite convincing, but we knew that coming in. They were playing very confident, and it's good to see all laughs on them. You know, they're all happy. They're all laughing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's the way to go, right?
Yeah. I think because one of the downloads, that's why you see an empty chair. I do believe one of the players might be sitting somewhere else across the room.
Oh, that could be it,
I think
actually.
that's what was happening.
That's a good catch.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of funny, too. That's just, they even had a player that wasn't sitting with them right now across the room. But it's great, too, just to showcase how massive the facility is here. It's really sick that Conestoga has a place like this.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
And it's very also exciting for me as a coach as well to be able to have those resources and those facilities to work with. I'm sure Coach Eric is also taking advantage of them. We can see from the level of performance that the Condors showed today in Conestoga in their Call of Duty,
Yeah, no, I think across the board, having a place like this is great for the teams that build that synergy as well. We talk about it's not just about being able to mesh on the field, it's being able to mesh as people to make sure that when moments that aren't going as well as today's matches did, that you can regroup, talk to each other, and make sure to stay level-headed as you push on through maybe a more difficult match. So
and the facility is very pretty, too. Look at all the lights.
Yeah. That is true. That is very true. It's not just a room with a couple computers in it. Yeah. They got the RGB in there.
Yeah. You have to have it. I mean,
yeah.
Are you a real gamer if your keyboard doesn't light up?
Yeah, I think that's the greatest decision to shout out to whoever designed the facility to make sure that there was a bunch of RGB in there as well. I saw some of the skylights over the top that were there, so that was great. Anyways, I think we do have a game-winning interview. Let's get over there.
I don't know if they turned off. We good? Yes. Okay. Well, sorry, had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but yeah, here with Jay Ray, we got an interview going on once again. Keep you guys informed of what's going on behind the scenes, of course. So, starting off, well-played game you guys got there. It was really good start to the season and all that. Just want to ask you a few questions, of course. So, how do you feel about that match afterwards?
We knew going into that match that we were going to beat that team pretty convincingly. So, playing with a sub, we were just like, let's have fun. Let's, just do what we do on the map. Like, we knew we were going to beat that team from the start. So, just come in and handle business, have fun. Yeah,
it seems like you guys had a great time. There's laughs all around. Just positive vibes on the bench, as always. So, good start to the season. Great for you guys. And, of course, talking about the season, what, goals and plans do you have moving forward, you and the team overall?
We got an upgrade this year in Frizzy.
Okay.
I honestly really like playing with that guy. And I think with him on the roster and the guys from last year willing to learn more about the game, we're going for top 8 in Canada. A little bit of a rivalry, but, we're coming for St. Clair. That's where we want to be. We want to be at that St. Clair status.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Coach Eric said it earlier as well. St. Clair is apparently the one you're going after, and Fanshawe as well, I was told.
Fanshawe as well, but
more St. Clair. You want to go after
more
St.
Clair. St. Clair's the big dogs.
Like it. Yeah, man.
Fanshawe's mini boss,
Oh yeah. But either way, well done. Good games tonight.
Thank you.
Good job. So we'll send it back to the casters, and thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you. Oh, heck. Yeah, we were talking about that before, how the squad wanted to be one of the best in Canada. And, of course, St. Clair tend to be that big bad sometimes.
100%. And on multiple titles as well. St. Clair's a very dominant esports college. But from what we're seeing from Conestoga,
Condors are making a name for themselves 100%. Recently.
And in all titles, right, we have one of the strongest Valorant teams. I would say we're top 5 North America. I might be a bit of...
Well, we just beat the team that they said was number 1 in North America.
There you have
What does that make us?
And Rocket League got us the divisional championship last term. So did my Counter-Strike team. Very proud of you guys. Shout out to you. And one of those teams that we did end up beating was St. Clair. So
Right.
we do have that rivalry across
Yeah.
all titles. It does help that we're both in Ontario.
Locationally, they're very close to us, too.
Yeah. And it makes it more fun to go up against them because you know the players,
Right.
you know the staff, you've seen the people before, you've matched up against them as well. And if that's your target and that's the team that you want to be, that's a very good target to have.
Right. Yeah. No. Hey. I think what's good is having the goals, because if you don't have goals, you kind of wander aimlessly as you go on. Right. So the fact they got goals here to be the best is a good start. Again, every win you get, no matter if there was a skill gap, every win you get is a statement to every other enemy you have around, just to reinforce that you're one of the best.
Yeah. And they're here to stay.
Exactly. Well, we do have more today. I'm not sure if we do believe League of Legends on later. And we're going to end the stream just for a little bit. So 9:30, please come back here. Just leave the tab open, I guess.
Might as well, right?
We'll close anyways. But in the meantime, if you haven't done it, go hit up all the socials below, follow them, see all the other action going on. But again, we'll see you back for League of Legends for 9:15.
Conestoga College is setting the stage for a new era in gaming. In 2025, we're opening a state-of-the-art esports venue, a premier facility for high-performing gamers in Canada.
In this 10,000 square foot facility, we're putting you in the center of the action. The facility will have 50 top-tier PC stations, 5 console stations, immersive VR stations, a team operations room, a full production suite, and a premier competition stage.
Esports is a rapidly evolving industry with global viewership of 532 million in 2022. This initiative goes beyond esports. It's also a platform for forging bonds, making memories, and creating connections.
Since 2020, Condors Esports continues to evolve, providing industry-leading facilities and experiences to the esports community.
Conestoga's esports venue expresses a sustainable and intentional future to compete, play, and work, all powered by gaming.